Hello everyone, welcome to this new video. In this new video, we're going to try out activities from the booklet here. My Shapes activity booklet. You would have received this from your teacher. It's entitled My Shapes activity. We are going to take a look at what pages are inside this activity that involves making shapes. Check out the pages. We have cut out pages, blank pages, activity pages. Like here, solving a figure puzzle. Take a look closely. Oh, here, there's one here. Making figure from shapes. And another one here. You need to solve a puzzle. Are you ready to try out this activity with me? Get ready your pen, a scissors, a pair of scissors, a ruler, as well as a glue stick. Now, these are the things you need to get ready so that you can do the hands-on activities. I'm going to guide you through, and we'll do this step by step. At any point of time you need help, you can always ask an adult. Raise your hand and get attention from a teacher. Let's read it out. Cut out a rectangle from page 3. Where's page 3? Let's take a look. Oh, it's here. Page 3. You need to cut out this rectangle from this page to do the activity on page 1. Let's read the instructions. It involves us cutting the rectangle out, making into 4 parts, and then forming back the rectangle shape. It's a challenge with a partner. If you are trying this out at home, you can do it with your parent. Right, page 3. Let's start off with this activity. You need to cut this rectangle out. I'm going to guide you through using the scissors. Are you ready? Now, remember, you can turn the book around. We are using a scissors, so you got to be careful. If you are unsure, get an adult to help you. But I strongly encourage you to try this on your own first. Here, have the scissors. Be really careful. Hold the paper firmly with one hand. You can look at how I'm doing it. I'm holding it firmly with one hand and then using my other hand holding the scissors. Remember, I'll say that again, be really careful when you are cutting. Feel that you are about to make a terrible mistake, like cutting the rectangle wrongly. Pause. Raise your hand and wait for your teacher patiently for help. If you are at home, get an adult to help you. Right, ready? Holding the paper with one hand firmly, the scissors in the other. I try my very best to cut along the rectangle by following the line. Notice how my hand that's holding the paper remains firm, and now I guide my scissors and my hand along the line. Is this nice? Doing good so far? Right, I'm turning it back around. Hold the paper firmly with one hand, guide my scissors along the line. Nice. Turn my paper around if I need to. Great job. Yes, turn the paper around if you need to. Ta-da! Okay, I got my first rectangle cut out nicely from page 3 of the paper. See? Still really neat and tidy. In the booklet, let's turn over and continue the instructions here. It says here, cut the rectangle into 4 parts. It did not tell you how you should cut it. So you may want to try different ways of cutting. For example, I like to cut it maybe this way. 1 piece, 2, and then I can see like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 parts. Okay, let me cut them out. Yay! Done. I'm going to pass these 4 pieces of my rectangle like a jigsaw puzzle. I'll pass it to my friend and get them to try to solve it. Ready? Okay. I'm going to try to solve this. I guess it fits here. And this fits here. Is this okay? Let me try to make the best possible rectangle out of this. Okay, I think I got it. Cutting the rectangle into pieces and fitting it back together. Let me do this on now. Now, while I'm gluing this on, I'm wondering what ways have you thought of to cut the rectangle into 4 different parts? Care to share it with your friends and your teacher? Okay, I'm done with the first activity here, cutting the rectangle to 4 parts. Now, how else can I cut the rectangle into 4 parts? I wonder what designs you have. But to share with you more ideas, maybe you are puzzled about it, I can try, maybe I want to challenge my friend. Let me cut the long one here. And then 4 other parts. See, like this. Let me try it out. Yay! 4 parts here. Let me pass this to my friend to try out. See whether they are able to fit. Oops! Back to its rectangle shape. Yay! This is done. And then you can paste it onto your booklet once you have completed. Ready to move on to the next one? Let's turn the paper over. This is the next activity, activity number 2. Well, it tells you to cut the rectangle from page 3. This is the rectangle from page 3 to be used on page 2. It says, cut out this rectangle and then cut along the dotted lines. Here, in activity 2, we are learning that I can cut a shape into pieces and put them together to form other shapes. Ready to give it a go? Let's go. I can cut using the same strategy that I shared with you earlier on, holding the paper with one hand firmly, cut along the line of the rectangle. Try to follow closely to how I'm doing it, and then you'll become an expert in it. Try your very best. If you feel really challenged and you need help, you can get an adult to help you. Okay, almost done. Cutting out my rectangle here. I'm trying my best to cut as neatly as possible. Right. So I have the rectangle cut out. It says cut along the dotted lines to form triangles. Here, along the dotted lines. As firmly as possible, holding my scissors with one hand and the paper with the other. There, I have 4 triangles. It says I can use these 4 triangles to form a new figure. What can you think of? Let me try to form triangles, maybe? I want to form, here's an idea. Let me form a boat here. What about this way? About like this? Looks like a Pac-Man, isn't it? What other ideas do you have? So instead of making back to a rectangle, I can try to form a new figure. Oh, this looks like my UFO. Okay, I think I'm happy with this design. Let me glue this on. I'm gonna make this like a UFO. Yay! Alright, so I'm done with activity 2. I wonder what new figures and shapes you have formed. Are you ready to move on to the next one? Let's go! Now, look at how I'm keeping my papers, my pages that have the cutouts still neatly within the booklet. Try your best to do it as well. And it'll be really a nice activity booklet completed by the end of today's class. Okay, move on to activity 3. Activity 3 says, cut out any 2 pieces of the shapes from page 7. Fit them together to form a figure. The cutouts cannot overlap each other. This is a very important rule, remember? It says cutouts cannot overlap each other. Okay, it says 2 pieces. Any 2 from the page 7. Let's take a look at page 7. Oh, it's over here. Oh, here. Look. Page 5. So it means that I'm going to pick just 2. The instruction says just pick 2 from this page 7 to complete the activity here. Putting them together to form a figure. Make sure they do not overlap each other while doing so. Let me choose. Mini, 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 mo. Are you ready to choose the shape you want? Okay, I'll choose the quarter circle here, as well as the square. Right, it's all the way in here. How are you going to cut it and still keep the booklet really nice? That's a great challenge. Remember, I can always turn the booklet around for me to reach the shapes easily with my hand and my scissors. So I've chosen the square and the quarter circle. Let me cut them out nicely. Firmly with my hand supporting the paper, one hand, the other hand gliding the scissors through the paper. Turning the booklet if necessary. Be careful not to cut into your fingers, okay? Alright, I've got my square out. I also want the quarter circle. Now, if you really find this cutting activity really challenging, I strongly encourage you to practice often, because when you are able to use your hand, your fingers, to do skills like this, cutting, look at how I'm using both of my hands. Getting both of your hands to do activity like that really train your brain, and you will become smarter at the end of all the learning activities and when you grow up. Alright, see, I've cut out the two shapes that I've chosen. Still really nice. My paper is still looking great. It says here, back at question 3. These are the two shapes that I've selected. I'm going to fit them together to form a figure. I want to fit them this way, like a chair. Let me paste them on. The square, and the quarter circle. I'm imagining a chair. Let me draw a stick man here, sitting on the chair. Yay! So I have a figure formed here. They are not overlapping each other. I'm getting the sides of the shape to touch each other, forming a very nice figure. A chair here, without the shapes overlapping each other. Now, let me answer the questions. It says here, this figure is formed by a quarter circle and a square. Yay! I wonder what you have created. You remember, you can choose any of two shapes here. Doesn't have to be the same as mine. Alright? If you're not so sure of how to spell these shapes, check out your textbook. Great! I have activity 3 completed for my shapes activity booklet. Ready to move on to the next one? Remember, at any point of time, you feel like you need the teacher to pause the video, come to you for help, or if you're at home struggling with the activities, get an adult to help you. Okay, moving on to activity number 4. It says here, cut out any 3 shapes three pieces of shapes from page 7. This is the same page, right? But I'm going to cut from these shapes here, indicated to do the activity here. Feed them together to form another figure. The cutouts cannot overlap one another. Right, I have chosen the square and the quarter circle just now. Shall I choose the three other shapes? The semicircle, the triangle, and the rectangle? I shall do that. I wonder what you will choose though. Again, this is a great challenge. How to cut the shapes out of the paper really nicely and neatly. Holding the paper firmly in one hand and cutting out the shapes that you want. I can move the paper around or move my scissors around. Be very careful and patient. Make sure that you're really safe. Now I've got one shape cut out while talking to you. Let's go with the other ones. Though, like I said, I've already used square and quarter circles just now. I'm going to go with the half circle or semicircle, the rectangle, and triangle. Let's go. Holding the paper firmly with one hand, gliding my scissors through the paper, and cutting out the shape. Got the triangle. Half circle over here. Hold the paper firmly with one hand. Guide the scissors through the paper. Now this is a curve, so I will need to be extra careful. Remember, patience is the most important value here. Being gentle, careful, and patient while you are using the scissors. Now you definitely need a lot of practice to make this a really fun and enjoyable activity to do. Well, I was trying to imagine what I was going to form the figure here with my three shapes. The half circle, the rectangle, and the triangle. What shapes shall I form? Or what stories can I imagine? How about like this? It looks like a house on wheels. How about like this? It looks like a playground. Right. Okay, I think this is the way to go. It looks like one of my favorite character from a movie. Like Star Wars, isn't it? Let me glue them together. So this is activity number 4 here. Forming shapes. Putting in some glue. Okay. Here, it looks like a very strong, firm helmet. So this figure is formed by a semicircle, or I can say half circle, a rectangle, and a triangle. Now I wonder what shapes you have used and what interesting figures you have made. Do share with your teacher. Yay! Okay, I'm done with activity 4. See, yay! I'm doing a good job keeping my booklet intact. Right? Really nice. Now, moving on to activity 5. Here we have a puzzle. Are you ready to challenge this puzzle? Let's read the instructions. It says here, the figure below is made up of some shapes. Cut out the shapes from page 11. Page 11, not on this page. Page 11, where's that? Here, right, that's right, remember? This is page 11. The code is here, page 9. So this is for this one here. So I need to try to solve this figure jigsaw puzzle by cutting out the correct shapes from this page and paste them onto here. Can you identify what are the shapes that are used in this puzzle? Let's try. This is a half circle. Very good. This is a triangle, a square, and a semicircle. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 shapes here. Let me check out the shapes and take them. I'm going to cut this one here. The half circle, the triangle, the square, as well as the quarter circle. So these are the 4 shapes that I need to cut out. Are you ready? Yes, I'm so excited to challenge this. Okay. Curves can be really challenging. But remember the tip? Hold the paper firmly with one hand and guide my scissors around the lines. And ta-da! I got my first shape out. The half circle or the semicircle. Next, the triangle. Yep. Okay, turning the paper around to help myself better. The triangle. I want the square. Going to skip around the rectangle. I don't want to use the rectangle. The square is out. Now the quarter circle. Okay, I've got my 4 shapes cut out. Let me flip to the puzzle page. Can you try to fit them onto this puzzle? Give you some time to figure out. Oh, got it. That wasn't too challenging, isn't it? You need to see how the sides of the shape match up with each other. Yay! Done! Puzzle bubble. Are you feeling puzzled by this task? I hope you're not. It can be really fun and skills building. Yay! Right. Okay. Pasting them down with glue. And now I have solved Activity 5's puzzle. Last one for the day. Are you up for the challenge? It's a mystery figure. Oh no! Looks really challenging. I do not know what shapes goes into this. Should I just cut them all out to try? Sure. If you are unsure, you can cut out all the shapes. But look at the question again. It says the figure below is made out of some shapes. May not be using all the shapes here, but let's try to solve the puzzle. Okay, you can cut out all the shapes here. Remember, by now, I hope you have already developed very good patience and very good skills with cutting shapes. Right, got the triangle out. Going with the square. If this is really challenging, get an adult to help you, okay? But I'm excited to find out how many of you managed to do this all by yourself. I'll be so proud of you. Really, if you put in effort to try your very best to practice cutting out these shapes, you'll realize that you'll grow smarter by the end of the year. Okay, remember, holding the paper firmly with one hand, the scissors with another hand, guide your scissors around the shape. Okay, got 3 shapes out, last 2 to go. Come on, you can do it. Perseverance, one of the important values we must have to become a successful mathematics learner. Okay, last one to go. I've got almost all the shapes cut out. Really nicely and neatly. Okay, got my shapes cut out here. Let me try to solve the puzzle now. I think the triangle must go here. Oh, yes, it does. How about this curve here? Is it this one? Oh, no, but I can't fit any other shapes back in. Probably this is not the shape that is needed. It can't fit here. The semicircle doesn't work so well. Perhaps a quarter circle will work fine. Yay! Got it right. How about the rectangle, the square, Yay! Puzzle solved. So I do not need the half circle here. Let me glue this in. Remember, the cutout cannot overlap each other. So I cannot be using the semicircle and say, hey, I've solved this. This is not right. Okay, it's overlapping. So no semicircle, but the quarter circle is perfect. Right. Yay! Puzzle solved. Really happy. Oh, I finished all the activities in this activity booklet now. My shapes activity booklet. Oh, I got to write my name in. Miss I's name here. Okay, I've completed all the activities in my shapes activity booklet. I hope you have really enjoyed doing hands-on activities and learning mathematics together with me. Now, before we go off and call this video a goodbye, here's a little tip for you. If you really find that you do not like these dangling pages here, quite untidy, I suggest you can trim it off. However, be really careful. You do not want to be cutting and tearing all the pages out. So one tip I can have for you is that you can prepare a marker pen and a ruler. You can cut out carefully trimming this page away after you have completed the activity carefully. And then these pages with the cuts out where you have already cut out and used and completed the activity, you no longer need these, you can throw them away. But look at how tidy my booklet is now. No falling out pages. And a completed activity book. Okay, well, I'm fine with the pages inside. I'm not going to trim them. But if you really feel troubled with these flinging pages, then you can trim them like how I showed you just now. Okay, now if you have time, feel free to color the shapes in the activity. Okay? Thank you for joining me today. I hope you enjoy the new video series on hands-on activities with Miss Lim. See you next time.